So if we'll start, just bring yourself into a comfortable seated position. I'll sit cross-legged, but you don't have to. Just sit any way that's comfortable for you. And the most important thing is just that you're sitting up nice and straight, so you can roll the shoulders back and down. And you want to have a nice elongated torso, and that's just so that the air can move nice and smoothly in and out. And we always start each class just by doing a few simple breathing exercises or focus on the breath, and that just helps kind of get you in the mood, calm you down a little bit, and sort of just separates the practice from what you were doing during the day. So take a deep breath in, roll the shoulders back, and as you exhale, close down the eyes. And just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose. And as you breathe out, really allow the shoulders to relax. Allow the face to relax. And just take a moment to check in with the body. See how you're feeling today. See if there's any areas of the body where you're maybe holding some tension. Might be in the back, might be in the hips, the thighs. And use your breath, particularly the exhalation, just to instruct these parts of the body to relax. And stop holding on to any tension there. And bring the attention to the breath, to the sensation of the air as it comes in, as you breathe in through the nostrils, and the gentle sensation as you breathe out. And just observe that sensation. Does your breath feel smooth or ragged, shallow or deep? Don't try to change it, just observe the way it feels today. Notice the temperature. Is there any difference in the temperature as you breathe in? Sometimes it's a little bit cooler than when you breathe out. And then just take another couple cycles of breath here. And on your next inhale, gently open up the eyes. So I don't know if you heard earlier, today's practice is going to be really easy. And we'll still get a good stretch, very much so. But as I said, we're not even going to stand up. We're going to start sitting, we'll be on fours and all fours, and then we'll be lying down. And because I know a lot of us are working from home, and we've got quite a lot of teachers online, some ex-teachers too, we're going to focus a lot on the hips because we're spending a lot of time sitting. So to try and open up the hips a little bit, and also the lower back. I don't know about you, but I'm working on a laptop on top of books, and it's just not ideal. So this should hopefully help if you're feeling any back strain. So just check your posture again, check that you're sitting up nice and straight. Nice elongated spine. A good way to think about it is imagine you've got a string pulling at the top of your head, and it pulls and lengthens you up through the spine. And we'll start by working out any kinks we might have in the neck. So just drop your right ear to your right shoulder, keeping your shoulders down. If you want, you can put your hand to the side of your head and gently press down, and that will slightly increase the stretch and the opening on the left-hand side. So inhale as you come up, and we'll drop the left ear to the left shoulder. And again, if you would like, you can increase the stretch by putting the hand on the side of the head. Just gently guiding it, certainly not forcing it. Inhale, come back to center. And on your next inhale, you're going to look up, stretching the front of the neck. And as you exhale, drop the chin to the chest, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Don't let them hunch up. Inhale, looking up, dropping the head back. And exhale, chin to chest. Bring the head back to neutral, and now we'll do some neck rolls and circles. So drop the right ear to the right shoulder again. And this time you're going to drop the chin to the chest. Feel the stretch at the back of the neck. Bring the left ear to the left shoulder, and then very gently, because you can easily strain, look up to complete the circle. And we'll just do this a few times. You might hear some creaks and cracks. If you feel any area that's particularly stiff, you might just want to roll a couple of times over that, working out any kinks. And then we'll reverse. So as you're looking down, exhale. And as you're looking up, inhale. Bringing the head round in a circular motion. And then come back to center. So whichever way you were sitting there, can you now bring, so that you're sitting slightly, so you're crossing the legs at the shins, and you're bringing the right shin in front of the left. Take a deep breath in, roll the shoulders back, and as you exhale, you'll walk the hands forward. And you'll probably be feeling this in the right glute, but also in the lower back. So once you've gone as far as you think is comfortable, you can drop the head and maybe close the eyes. And really use the breath here. And every exhale, you certainly don't want to force anything, but then on the exhale, you might find some more space just to relax and sink a little bit lower. Come up on the inhale, so look forward, gently walk the hands in. And we're going to bring the right leg out, straighten it. Doesn't really matter, you can be a little bit to the front, further out to the side. Doesn't matter. But you're going to lift up the left hand and stretch over to the right. And I want you to twist so as if you're looking up under your armpit towards the ceiling. And try and imagine that somebody's holding onto your left hand and is pulling it. And that will increase the stretch down the side and also on the left hand side of the lower back. And come up and turn and face the extended leg. Take a deep breath in, opening up the chest, and as you exhale, fall forward over that extended leg. Now it's quite good if instead of putting your palms down, put them palm up. Reason being, if you put your palms down, you're probably going to try and pull yourself lower. If you put your palms up, it'll just let gravity do its work. So you won't be putting unnecessary strain on your back. Try and keep opening the left knee. Again, using the breath to see if you can soften and find more space on the exhale. Inhale, walk the hands up nice and slowly. Now we're going to do deer pose. So bend that right knee so that your foot is coming behind you. And then so your left leg is pointing directly forward. And so that the bottom half of your leg is perpendicular. Sorry, perpendicular being a maths teacher, but at right angles. So you kind of look like, so your legs are kind of like, I guess, like a swastika, or the legs of the Isle of Man symbol. So put your hands behind you and just lean back. And you're trying to push both knees towards the floor. And this will give you an internal rotation on the hips. We're always rotating the hips externally when we open up the knees. So this is just the other way. Okay. Nice opening up here in the hips. Okay, so come back. And now you're just going to sit with your feet flat on the floor, and we're going to go into seated pigeon. So we're going to open up the hips to the other way. So actually start by extending your legs, so it'll be easier to get into. Sit up nice and straight. You're going to cross your right ankle just above your left knee. Once you've got that there, you're going to bend. You'll have to lean back slightly. You're going to bend that left knee. So it's up to you how far you bend it. Maybe you just bend it slightly and you'll already feel an opening on the outside of your right hip. If you would like, you can bring it up further. And you can also help by hugging the knee and the foot in towards you, keeping the chest up so you're not collapsing down. And the more you bend that left knee towards you, the more you'll open up on the outside of your right hip. And then we'll just repeat that on the other side. So come back to your cross-legged position. Before we cross the right shin over the left, this time bring the left shin over the right. Roll the shoulders back, opening up the chest, and as you exhale, walk the hands forward. And once you're as far as you feel is comfortable, take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can drop the head, close down the eyes. We're getting a really nice stretch here in the lower back. So inhale, walk the hands in, very gently, always come out forward fold really gently, and extend the left leg. I'm going to pick up the right arm, And you're going to come over into a nice side stretch, but with a twist, so you're looking up at the ceiling under your right arm. You can either have the hand on the extended leg or on your ankle. Not so important. You're just trying to get a nice twist here through the sides and the back. And just to extend the stretch slightly, imagine somebody's pulling that right hand, your right hand, towards the left hand side. So on your next inhale, come up. And you actually might want to adjust the hips just so that you're facing towards the extended left leg. Deep breath in, shoulders back, and as you exhale, fall forward. And again, if you keep your palms facing upwards, it just allows gravity to do what it does rather than you forcing the stretch. And again, try and keep that right knee open. It's got a tendency to want to come up. So to come out of the forward fold, just bring the palms to the floor, walk the hands up, and adjust the legs for deer pose. So you're going to bring your left foot behind you, bent at a 90-degree angle at the knee. Your right upper thigh pointing directly in front. And the bottom half of the right leg at 90-degree angle again. Bring your hands behind you. Open up the chest, pushing the knees down to the floor. If you would like, you can drop the head back. I actually really enjoy this pose. It's not one I do often. And then come back to sitting. And you're going to bring both feet flat, so straighten out the knees again. And this time you're going to bring your left ankle up, just up above the right knee. And when you're ready, lean back slightly and bend the extended right leg into seated pigeon. So you can hug the knee with the left hand and hug the foot with the right, keeping the chest open. So come back, bring the legs out in front, and we'll just do a forward fold, stretching out the back again with both legs extended. So inhale, sweep the arms up, nice straight back. Exhale, fold forward. And again, you have the choice. If you bring your palms down, if you want it slightly more of a stretch, you can use them to walk yourself down, or you can put your palms up and just let gravity work with the breath. Deep breath in, and with every exhale, allow yourself to soften a little bit more into the forward fold, closing down the eyes. Come up, just raise your gaze, look at your toes, walk the hands back up. And now we're just going to flip over and come onto hands and knees. You want your wrists directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. Do some cat and cow with the breath, very good for the back. So drop the belly, open up the chest and look up. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone in, push the back and the spine up to the ceiling and drop the head. Important to do it with the breath. So as you inhale, drop the belly and looking up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone. Really pushing the spine up to the ceiling. One last time. Inhale, drop the belly, looking up. Exhale, pushing the back up to the ceiling. So we'll come back into tabletop. From here, I did say we're not going to get up. We kind of get up here. We do a downward dog. So we'll do a variation. Can you bring your feet just slightly to the edges of the mat at either side? And then from here, we're just going to push the hips up and back into a wide-legged downward dog. The reason we've gone wide-legged is it's actually slightly more therapeutic for the lower back. So we're trying to really push the hips up towards the ceiling, stretching out the back, almost as if your chest is pushing towards your thighs. So just bring your feet back to kind of hip distance apart, normal downward dog position. And then you're going to lift up your right leg, bending the knee, which will open up the hip. A nice stretch here. Then look forward between your hands and bring your right foot in between your hands. Just take a moment to get your balance, and then we're going to drop the back knee. And we're going to come forward into a low lunge. So pushing the hips forward, so we're opening up the front of the back hip. Pushing forward, get a nice stretch here. And then we're going to push our weight back. And you can either stay up here with your hips higher, or if you would like, it's quite nice actually just to sink all the way back so that you're actually sitting on your back heel. We'll just take a few breaths here. Come back into your low lunge. You put the hands on top of the knee. And then from here, bring the hands down to the floor, bring the knee back, and you're back into tabletop. From here, we're going to thread the needle. So you're going to pick up the right hand, bring it up towards the roof, and then you're going to bring your right hand underneath the left arm and bring your right shoulder and right cheek to the floor. And to get a nice twist in here, bring the left arm up towards the ceiling. You can close down the eyes here. Couple of breaths. Then bring the left hand to the side of the face. Come back up onto all fours. Now open the knees wide. Bring the toes, the big toes together. Push the hips back. Walk your hands in front. And bring the forehead to the floor. Into Balasana, or child's pose. So just stay here and relax, allowing your hips to sink towards your feet. And be stretching the fingers out in front of you. You're also stretching out the back. And then we're going to come back up into tabletop. And this time we'll just come into normal downward dog. So tuck your toes under and push the hips up and back. Your feet are hip distance apart. Doesn't matter if your heels aren't coming down to the floor, does not matter at all. Fingers spread wide, pushing out through the wrists, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Most importantly, pushing the hips up and back. Then we lift up our left leg and bend at the knee, allowing the foot to come over to the side, which helps you open up the left hip. Then from here, look between the hands and bring the left foot in between the hands. Take a moment to get your balance, then drop the right knee. Bring the torso up. You can bring the hands on top of the left thigh. And that helps you just push forward. Take a really nice stretch down the front of the right hip. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. Then push your weight backwards. You can bring the hands to the floor. I like to be up at my fingertips. And if you would like, you can let the hips sink down so that you're kind of sitting over your right foot. Bring the left foot flat on the floor, come back up into your low lunge. Hips pushing forward. Bring the hands to the floor and then you're back into tabletop. So we're going to thread the needle, so pick up your left hand, twisting round to the left, arm sweeping up, and as you exhale, you're going to bring the left arm underneath your right, bringing the side, your cheek, left cheek to the floor. Pick up your right arm, stretching it up to the ceiling. And this just helps give you a slightly increased stretch down the left-hand side. Bring the right hand back to the floor. Come back onto all fours. And it's quite nice here just to do another few cat and cow. So dropping the belly, opening up the chest, looking up. Exhale, pushing the back up to the ceiling. One more time. Inhale, dropping belly, looking up. Exhale, pushing the spine up to the ceiling. So come back to neutral tabletop. And this time we're going to kick the foot back. From here, bend the knee and place the knee behind the right wrist. So the right knee behind the right wrist. And then you want to move your right foot so that it's not pointing straight back. It's kind of coming out to the side. You'll have to push your left foot backwards so that your hips sink lower. You're probably up on your fingertips right now. So inhale, roll the shoulders back. And as you exhale, just come down as far as is comfortable for you. You might be quite happy just up on your fingertips. If you can come lower, you can come down on your forearms. And if you feel you want to, you can walk your hands forward and come all the way, bringing the forehead to the floor. And this is quite an intense hip opener on your right hip. We'll just stay here for a few more breaths. Come back up, walk the hands slowly in towards you, and then to remove your leg, tuck your toes under of the left foot, take the weight on your hands, and you should be able to release the knee, come back to all fours. So we're just going to do 2 rounds of cat and cow here yourself. So can you do it in time with your own breath? By dropping the belly, opening the chest, looking up, and then exhale, pushing up. So can you just do a few cycles of that with your own breath, because I need to fix something on screen, because I can't see you. So the call's still fine, you just carry on doing cat and cow. Excellent. So then just come back onto all fours. And we're going to kick the left foot back. And then you're going to squeeze and bring the left knee behind the left wrist. And then move the left foot so that it's not pointing directly back. If you are very experienced in yoga, that left lower leg will be at right angles. I'm not nearly there yet. Yeah. If you want it to be slightly coming across the body. So you want to walk your right foot back, come up on your fingertips, rolling the shoulders back. If you would like, you can come down on your forearms. And then, if you feel it's available to you today, you can walk your hands out in front and drop the head. Closing down the eyes. And really try and relax any tension. Just notice, are you feeling tension in your arms or your shoulders? And try and relax them, as well as the facial muscles. And so to come out of this pigeon pose, look forward, walk your hands in towards your body, tuck your right toes under, take the weight gently onto your hands, come back onto hands and knees. And from here, we're going to flip over onto our back. So just swing your legs round. Bring your feet flat to the floor, knees bent, and then you're slowly going to lower yourself down. Oops, I just collapsed there. Slowly lower yourself down. We'll do a bridge pose now. So you can just have the hands flat on the floor, feet hip distance apart. And from here, you're just going to raise up your hips. So if you can walk your feet slightly closer to your body, keeping the hips raised. And a way to increase the stretch, so you can push your hips up, but also try and feel as if you're pulling your feet closer. They're not actually going to move because they're on the floor, but feel as if you're trying to pull them closer towards your bum. And there you feel your thighs engaged, your glutes, and your lower back. So just see how that feels. And then very gently come back down. Now we'll try reclined pigeon. So bring your right foot, cross it over your left thigh. I'm going to pull that left knee in towards you. You can either hold on behind the left thigh. I find that a little, that brings my shoulders up. I don't like it. I like to hold on to my knee and my foot. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, see if you can bring your left knee closer towards you. You can guide with your arms. If you would like, you can stretch up your left leg with the foot flexed. And then you can bring, so that's also stretching out the hamstrings and down the back of the calf. So from here, I hope this isn't going to be too complicated. Right. From here, can you cross your right foot a little bit further over your left leg? And then if you, actually maybe that, and then just bend the left knee. It might be that that's enough for you. If you can reach, hold on to your feet with your hands. So I'm actually holding, so my legs are crossed over, and I'm holding onto my right foot with my left hand, and my left foot with my right hand. And if you pull your feet closer towards you, and towards the ground, you get nice stretch down the back of the hips. So if you're holding onto your feet, just release them. Bring the left foot, just the left foot, to the floor. Keep the leg crossed. Now you want to lift up your hips like we did in bridge and just shimmy them over a little bit to the right hand side. This is just to give you a bit more room. Open up the arms. Take a deep breath in, and now let your knees fall over to the left hand side. So we're in a nice twist. Your shoulders are still back, pressing into the ground. Your legs are crossed over, falling towards the left. If you find this is too intense and you don't like it, you can uncross your legs and just put one on top of the other. So you can just have it like that. But by crossing them, it just increases the stretch a little. Close down the eyes. And on the inhale, gently roll fully onto your back, uncross the legs, Bring both feet flat to the floor. And now we'll do the other side. So pick up the left ankle, put it over above the right knee. Take a deep breath in. Bring that right knee towards the chest. Again, you can hold on behind the thigh or just hold on to your left knee and foot and guide it closer. If you would like, you can stretch out the right leg, flexing the foot, stretching out the hamstrings and the calves. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed. From here, bend the right knee, cross the right leg, cross the left leg over just a little bit more. You're not doing anything, you're just crossing your legs a bit more. And you can either stay here and just hug the knees into your chest, or if you can reach, you'll have to bring your shoulders off the ground. See if you can hold on to your feet. So it's actually called shoelace pose, and I'm sure you can understand why. So just using your hands to increase the stretch through the hips, the IT band. Bring the right foot flat onto the floor. Bring the palms face down, and that will help you just move the hips over to the left slightly to help give you more room. Extend the arms. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, allow the knees fall over to the right. So your left hip's going to come off the floor. And again, if you find that stretch too intense, just uncross the legs and that will ease it off a little. So you can use the breath every time you exhale, see if you can find a little bit more space. And another trick is on the exhale, if you engage your core, so kind of suck your belly muscles in, quite often that way you find a little bit more of a twist as well. So inhale, come back to center on your back, uncross the legs. And then just make any final adjustments for Shavasana. So actually you have a choice here because this is for the lower back. It's actually quite nice to keep the knees bent with the knees falling in towards each other. So you might want to try that. That's actually really nice on the lower back. Or if you would like, just extend the legs into traditional Shavasana posture. So bring your heels to the outside of your mat. Extend the arms outwards. You can have your palms up, palms down, whatever works for you. If you haven't already, just close down the eyes. Relaxing the fingers. Nice soft curve to the palm. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, releasing any tension you're still holding. Inhaling again. And exhaling, releasing all the tension. As you inhale, your chest will be expanding, but make sure your belly is also expanding, filling up with air. Exhale, the belly falls back, releases as you exhale. So inhale, allowing the belly to fully expand. And as you exhale, contracting the belly, releasing all your air. So just take these few moments to really appreciate what you've done for yourself and your body. Allowing the whole body to relax and sink into the floor. So allowing any last amounts of tension seep away out of the toes, the soles of the feet, the tops of the feet and the ankles. Fully relaxing your shins, your calves, your knees and your thighs. Relaxing your glutes, the pelvis, the small of your back and your upper back. Relaxing the fingers, the palms and the wrists. Relaxing your forearms, your elbows, your biceps. Relaxing your chest, your shoulders, the neck and the jaw. Relaxing the cheeks, the eyes, and finally relaxing the forehead and allowing any lines or worries from there just melt away. And for the next few minutes in peace and silence, enjoy the sensation and the serenity that you've carved out for yourself in your body and in your mind. Take a really deep breath in. So the deepest inhale you've taken all day. And allow that breath to bring energy, to allow you to make some little movements in your fingers and in your toes. Maybe rotate the ankles and the wrists. Move your shoulders. Bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Rock the knees from side to side. And then when you're ready, roll onto one side. You can make a pillow with your hands and just stay there for a few moments. And then when you're ready, nice and gently, bring yourself up into a seated position. You can keep the eyes closed if you would like. Sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to stretch the arms out to the sides, opening up the chest. Bring the hands up to the ceiling, palms together, really stretching up. And pressing the palms together, bring them down in front of the heart. Just drop the head. Bring the head back up, opening up the eyes. Namaste. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry, I ran over a wee bit. That was much longer than I normally do.
Thank you.